Hello, you're watching Vnews Bulletin. I'm Hong Yung from Hanoi. Now let's come to our top stories as usual.
President extends New Year wishes to Khmer community. Vietnam Days in UK come to successful end. And later on, hunting clouds on Tao peak.
President Nguyễn Xuân Phúc on April the 7th congratulated Khmer people on Chon Chonam Thame Festival, one of the biggest festivals of the Khmer ethnics. President Nguyễn Xuân Phúc visited Khmer Theravada Buddhist Academy in the Mekong Delta city of Cần Thơ to extend greetings to dignitaries at the academy and the Khmer community. The state leader wished the Khmer ethnic community a new year good health, peace and happiness. He said that last year, thanks to efforts of the business community and people, including those from Khmer ethnic group, the country managed to control COVID-19 and started the socio-economic recovery process, ensuring social welfare and achieving positive outcomes in ethnic and religious affairs. Venerable Đào Như, Vice President of the Executive Council of the Vietnam Buddhist Sangha and head of the Academy, thanked President Phúc for the New Year wishes. He said that over the years, dignitaries and followers of the Khmer Theravada Buddhism in Cần Thơ and the Mekong Delta region have received great attention and support from the local government during their religious activities, as well as in ensuring their livelihoods and production amid the difficulties caused by the COVID-19 pandemic. Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính chaired a meeting of the National Steering Committee for Cybersecurity on April the 7th. Speaking at the meeting, Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính said that Vietnam is accelerating digital transformation. He emphasized the need to ensure cyber safety and security to protect the interests of people and businesses. Vietnam ranks 25th among 194 countries, 7th in the Asia-Pacific region, and 4th in Southeast Asia in terms of cyber safety and security. The government leader requested that members of the steering committee, relevant ministries and branches urgently implement measures to ensure cyber safety and security, especially when digital transformation is taking place strongly. The government leader also pointed out several urgent tasks that must be dealt with immediately to meet requirements in the current situation. It is necessary to strengthen state management, improve technological, financial and human capacity to ensure cyber safety and security, he added. ASEAN and New Zealand held strategic dialogue on April the 7th. Let's take a look. Ambassador Vũ Hồ, acting ASEAN senior officials meeting, ASEAN leader of Vietnam attended the dialogue. Lauding the progress made in bilateral cooperation despite being affected by COVID-19, ASEAN and New Zealand agreed to continue coordinating to effectively implement the ASEAN-New Zealand Action Plan for the 2021-2025 period, prioritize cooperation in response to COVID-19 and economic recovery. The two sides also agreed to step up their collaboration in combating terrorism and transnational crime, human resource development, disaster management, and environmental protection, among others. New Zealand also wishes to coordinate with ASEAN to early complete the ASEAN-New Zealand Air Services Agreement. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs hosted a press conference on April the 7th. We have details in the following report. At the press conference, Deputy Spokesperson of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Phạm Thu Hằng provided updated information on mutual recognition of vaccine passports. Hằng said Vietnam has so far reached mutual recognition of vaccine passports with 19 countries. He said on April the 4th, the Ministry of Health issued a detailed notice on Vietnam's vaccine passport issuance process. It is expected that on April the 15th, vaccine passports will be issued to people. Karaoke, bars, massage venues, and gaming centers in Hanoi will reopen from April the 8th, according to the city's latest COVID-19 adaptation plan.
The places considered posing high risk for coronavirus spreading are usually the first to be closed when a COVID-19 outbreak occurs and the last to reopen when it eases. They had been ordered to shut down in the capital since late April last year in response to the emergence of the fourth wave of infections in the country. The venues must ensure COVID-19 prevention and control measures as per health authority guidelines and advise customers with suspected COVID-19 symptoms to avoid using the services and instead seek medical instructions from local health authorities. With the services reopening and students in the first to sixth grades returning to school on April 6, Hanoi has resumed nearly all socio-economic activities, thanks to a high vaccination rate with about 16 million doses of COVID-19 vaccines administered so far.
The World Bank has predicted Vietnam's GDP growth this year at 5.3%, down from the previous forecast of 6.5% issued last October.
The projection was made in the World Bank's East Asia and Pacific Economic Update, April 2022, entitled Braving the Storms, that was launched virtually on April 5th. Explaining the revision, the bank pointed to the difficulties caused by Omicron variant of the COVID-19 pandemic, which has led to surge in infections. Considerable impacts of oil import, which is equivalent to 3% of the GDP, and higher import prices of other materials like iron and steel. Though Vietnam was recognized as one of the countries that have gained the most advantages and made the most use of opportunities to expand trade, that fact has also made it more vulnerable to external shocks. This means the country needs to be more successful in building and completing its social security system. In its economic update, the World Bank predicted overall economic growth for East Asia and the Pacific at 5% in 2022, 0.4 of a percentage point less than expected in October.
The Vietnam Days in the UK 2022 recently wrapped up, leaving a good impression about the Southeast Asian country on British and international friends.
The program, organized by the Vietnamese Embassy, started on March 28th and featured a variety of events on culture, sports, trade, investment, tourism promotion, education cooperation, green transition, renewable energy, fintech, startup, and innovation. It took place on the occasion of the Platinum Jubilee of Queen Elizabeth II and marked the resumption of people-to-people exchange between the two countries after an over 2-year hiatus due to the COVID-19 pandemic.
The program, with a diversity of activities, created a major opportunity for foreign friends to come to know images of Vietnam. Vietnam is one of the first countries to hold cultural and dress exchanges in the UK over the last 2 years.
The event has created more opportunities to boost cooperation in all fields between Vietnam and the UK. Participating in the program, British investors spoke highly of Vietnam's investment climate with an open and consistent policy, a transparent business environment, and high political stability. They said they believed that Vietnam is a potential partner for educational cooperation because of the high demand for tertiary and high school education. Cultural activities such as painting exhibitions and concerts also brought public attention. This helped strengthen the friendship and cooperative cooperation between the two countries.
Đơn ca tài tử A Southern Amateur Music Contest is being held in the Mekong Delta city of Cần Thơ, aiming to promote the value of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity. The contest will last until April the 11th, with the participation of 21 troops from Southern region. Held every 3 years, the contest has become a traditional event, contributing to preservation of this kind of folk music. It offers an opportunity for amateur music singers and talented musicians to share their passion and exchange experience. Considered one of the country's main music genres, đơn ca tài tử came into being in the 19th century, thrived in the early 20th century, and remains an important part of the country's traditional culture today. The art was listed in the representative list of the intangible cultural heritage of humanity in 2013 by the UNESCO. Over the past few days, thousands of tourists and pilgrims have come to visit and offer incense at the Hung King's Temple historical site in the northern Midland province of Phú Thọ. Local authorities have directed relevant units to prepare detailed plans on thoroughly implementing COVID-19 prevention and control measures.
With the festival taking place over this weekend, a substantial number of visitors are forecast to attend. The organizing board has therefore disinfected places where incense is offered and other areas in the relic sites, and will do so again during the festival, and will also arrange for hand sanitizer to be readily available.
Pandemic prevention methods are employed very well here. We also wear face masks to protect ourselves.
The organizing board has also reminded visitors to strictly follow pandemic prevention regulations and distributed free masks to those at the festival. There are also plans to implement social distancing measures and minimize large gatherings inside the temple.
We have set up an interdisciplinary working group to supervise the management of cultural activities and pandemic prevention at the festival. Face masks are distributed to visitors for free.
Along with the efforts of all levels and sectors in pandemic prevention and control, awareness in each individual is also necessary.
At a height of about 2,800 meters above the sea level and set in a magnificent mountain range, Tà Xùa commune in Bắc Yên district, Sơn La province, has become an attractive tourist destination in recent times for adventure lovers. The land is also known as one of the most fascinating cloud hunting paradises in the northwestern region.
When dawn arrives, the sun shines its rays upon the sea of clouds, embracing majestic mountains and the roofs of simple houses, creating a marvelous portrait and captivating visitors. Cloud hunting is no piece of cake. It requires great effort and patience. A cloud hunter must wake up very early and find an ideal with a panoramic view and wait for dawn and for the sun to calmly shine down on the magnificent sea of clouds.
This is my first time at Tà Xùa. The climate is wonderful. It's so cool. The people are friendly and the scenery is poetic. With clear blue skies, I was so impressed by the sea of clouds.
To have a successful cloud hunting trip, visitors must carefully check the local weather forecast prior to coming. The best time for cloud hunting in Tà Xùa is from October to April, during the cold winter and warmer spring, when the possibility of glimpsing a sea of clouds is at its highest.
Tà Xùa is amazing. It's so wide and I love its untouched beauty. The local people are extremely friendly and the food is incredible.
Tà Xùa mountain range, known as Phu Sa Phin, rises from the heart of the valley and bears the name Dinosaur's Spine. Visitors are able to take in the movements of clouds and feel as though there's a sea of clouds floating under their feet. Most accommodation in Tà Xùa is homestays, which cost from $6 to $15 a room for 2 people, or $5 per person in a stone house.
We can welcome up to 400 guests a day. Most people say they come here because they love the unique and peaceful beauty of Tà Xùa.
Travelers can also set up camp somewhere along the way to the mountain top and enjoy the sunrise early the next morning. Visiting Tà Xùa and immersing themselves in the magnificent scenery helps visitors forget the hustle and bustle of the big city and feel rejuvenated.
That has wrapped up our news bulletin. Thank you for watching and see you next time.